Like, look at these motherfuckers spamming Hasan in the chat. This is what I mean.
Like that. Chat, don't be like that. Don't be like that.
This is what I mean. Like, bro,
this was moderated. This okay. I had the filters on. Okay, and as soon as I pulled up, okay, I released the filters. The filters were clapping. They started to lose it. No.
You and you can't hear me. I don't think. Hello.
Well, I can hear him.
Oh, I'm good. I can hear you now. And you can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's up, man?
What's up, dude? Oh, I have your award, by the way.
Oh shit, sick, man.
Yeah, I'm holding it fucking hostage, motherfucker.
That's fine.
You have to do IRL. You have to do IRL thing with me. Actually, show up one time.
Yeah, no, real shit. No, you can keep it for now. It's okay. Also.
What's up?
I'm trying to put all the awards in one spot, right? So one day I can make the decision permanently if I keep all my trophies and I put them in a casing, right? And I care, or I throw them all out at the same time. And I think having them all at the same spot, all of them, so they're consolidated. Then I can make the choice.
I'm gonna consolidate all your awards.
Yeah, that's good. All right, yo,
that's good.
Yo. Okay, listen. This is not an ambush. I promise. I listen. I thought about it again at the time, and I wouldn't have brought it up to you if it was an ambush. And I'm not being a demon. I thought. Okay. I think Train is not at the same level of the one that we shall not name, and I think I like both you and Train. And I can see the better in everybody, and I wondered, what if you guys sat down and just talked about the main viewpoints and problems, and you had a better understanding of each other, so that people stop clipping shit back and forth, and it's a weird drama, and that inflames viewers and the commenters to be weird and take things out of context. Because I think even though Train might not even agree with you and might still be mauled at you, right? The fact that he spoke to you directly will actually make him stop feeling certain ways and make you feel that you might feel the same way.
No, I'm down. Because people were saying that like, oh well, you forgave XC, why not Train? But like, I talked about that before, where like you and I have had a different relationship than myself and Train. I think he's been a little bit more negative towards me. I am down to talk to him. I don't have an issue with talking to him at all. I used to be on his podcast all the fucking time. You know what I mean? But like even when I was going on his fucking podcast, like he's just always been a bit of a he's always been on a fuck Hasan train, and not only that, but also like you as far as like your involvement in the prior things that like prior schemes that the Train was cooking up, you literally apologized for it. You said openly on the podcast when I had you on, when Ludwig was mending the gap, that you said that you knew like that it was false, and you still were like memeing on certain things to make content out of it or whatever. Whereas like I feel like Train has never done that. Like if he were to say like that he was wrong for trying to like maliciously try to add me into the Adriana Lee saga or numerous other instances where he is like personally stated that, you know, I am responsible for like horrible things, or thinks he like I fucking run Twitch or something alongside Pokemon, like of course I would have a conversation with him. Like look at these motherfuckers spamming Hasan in the chat. This is what I mean. This is what I mean. Like, bro,
this was moderated. This okay. Listen, I had the filters on. Okay, and as soon as I pulled up, okay, I released the filters. The filters were clapping. They started to lose it. No. Listen. I mean it. We had the filters on earlier. And then I think people are mauled. The filters were on earlier, and they're retaliating by doubling. Like a bunch of bitches, but it's not like that. Yeah.
I just like how do they cope with the reality that, like, I know they're trolling, but like do they not understand that like we are friends? You know what I mean? Like I don't get it.
For sure, yeah.
They just don't. They don't get it. I don't think they just think like, no, fuck that.
Listen, I think at this point, okay, it's a lot of it is. I think there's like a 0.1% that actually feel that way, and I think a big percentage is like the same. It's the same way as in So sometimes I'll prove chat, guys. I am not silver in League of Legends. Look, my count is platinum, I've been gold as replacements. I've never been silver. And they're like, chap, silver surfer. And every time I boot up the game or talking about the game, is that you're silver, bro. But they know I'm not silver. You know? They know I'm not silver.
No, they're just trolling. I get it. Anyway, all right. So
yeah, I don't want to
as far as talking to Train, like I'm fine. I'm fine with talking to Train. It's just like, but my expectations from that conversation would definitely have to revolve around like Train at least like acknowledging that, you know, it was kind of fucked up that he did a bunch of stuff where he tried to like implicate me in some shit that I had no business being implicated in.
You know what?
I'm excited. I've said this before, and I legitimately believe this. I want Kick to survive as a platform. I want Kick to be a successful platform. I don't give a fuck like how it's being funded or whatever, because like ultimately maybe it's perhaps a bit selfish, but I think more competition amongst platforms, like streaming platforms, is overall a good thing, right?
Agreed. Competition is
it's good. It's good for the space. It's good for the content. It's good for the platforms to like treat their content creators a little bit better. You know, I like that.
No. True. Yeah. Also, I genuinely like listen. As now I can say that. I think as a friend and also as a person, as a content creator, I meant well when I said that I can connect with Train on a personal level, right? And if I was there doing it, I can definitely make him like reel back some dog shit, and I think he'll listen to me, right? When it's reasonable. Okay, I don't think he would sit there and be unreasonable for like 3 hours straight or like an hour and just be I wouldn't let that happen. Okay, but yeah, but when I was not around, I only have one question before I let you go. I'm doing things I want to such like a touch stream. Listen, one question. One question. Yesterday you were talking about I saw the Will Neff and then Train and you thing. This is on a personal level. This is just so I can hone my skills in politics and understanding it. They were saying it, Will was saying it, that it's kind of hard to apply some of the like socialism concepts, ideologies in practice because you are inherently in a capitalistic system, right? And I thought to myself, okay, if let's say you don't apply most of your concepts, right, as let's say a millionaire, and then a multimillionaire, and then a 100 billionaire, and then a billionaire, when does it start, and when can you actually make a change?
That's a really good question. I think a lot of people mistake what socialism is with like just being rich or like an overall hatred for the wealthy. But socialism directly is about, or Marxism is directly about what your relations to the means of production are. So you and I, albeit very, very wealthy people, are still technically waged out employees. We're contracted employees of Twitch because you make money off of, you know, serving ads. You make money off of subscribers. But then Twitch as a platform still has, even though we're in a good negotiation position, still has a lot of control over what we can say, still has a lot of control over how much money we can make off of the platform itself, where they can turn around and say, for example, we're going to take 25% of your subscription revenue, 50% of your subscription revenue. So ultimately, we are still making money off of being live. Now, people will say work Omega Law, which is understandable. It's a much easier field and much more luck dependent to be super successful. But the same principle still exists, that other people are making money without actually doing anything. Other people that have Amazon stock are making money off of what we are what the value that we are generating. Okay, so we're selling our time and allowing the platform to basically pay us out in return for that, while taking a percentage of it, a tidy percentage of it off the top.
Yeah. So I feel like this chain of command is endless. It's always something above it, and then it would be like Amazon, and then it'd be Jeff Bezos.
Well, that's why it comes.
The government.
That's why it's about commodity production, right? Like, so a lot of rich people, for example, a lot of like actually rich people, like real rich motherfuckers, will make money off of the pre-existing money that they have. And what I mean by that is they'll put it in the stock market and they'll have their money accumulate more money as a consequence of that. You've probably done this as well. I suspect, and others have done as well. I even advocate for it personally to do in the form of a 401k, right? That is capital. So capital accumulation is, if that is your primary mode of generating value, then it's a little different than someone who is making money off of their own off of their own labor.
Okay, makes sense.
So that's the difference. It's not about how much money you have. And if you ask me if there's like a maximum wealth, that's a little bit more complicated. I don't know exactly what would be the maximum wealth in that situation, right? I'm sure there is like an amount of like abundance of wealth that is like so much that it's like ridiculous that you have it. So I do agree on that. But ultimately, it's about how you make your money, not how much money you have in general.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Okay, I'm starting to get a grasp of that, right? So do you think in practice you would be able to reroute people's mindset and thinking to a point where they function with these like new motivators? Because people are motivated by the competition, right? The fact that they have upside potential. If they work hard, they'll get rich as fuck and they're gonna ball out, right? Do you think that you can remodel people's brains and thinking patterns to where they're like, I'm gonna spend time to learn this trade and do this, right? I'm gonna earn as much as everybody else, right? Like that. Do you think?
Yeah. Especially because I don't think that money is the only motivator for a lot of people. I think you're a great example of this. You fucking sit around and eat your toenails half the fucking time, but you're not motivated because you're not motivated to stream as long as you do because you're going to make more money. You're motivated because you have the feeling of competition within you that you want to dominate the platform. You'll be the #1 fucking content creating goblin, right? So like that is an additional incentivizing factor that is probably way more important for the reasons as to why you like make content than the amount of money that you're making.
Yeah. Okay. So, see, I'm not gonna be okay. I'll do the compliment, but I'm not gonna self glaze too hard, right? But I would assume that overall, in society, right? I would assume that if not motivated by this, then this would be a case if you were to replicate that in the field in the field outside. Now this would be a golden goose scenario, not a golden egg. So not only a select amount of people are going to like go above and beyond, right? To have to just seek that unique fulfillment that isn't based on money or they're gonna get out of it. I feel like no.
Yeah, no, the idea is that once your needs are met, once you reach a base level of comfort, there are additional motivators that still keep you going. And I think a lot of people actually operate this way. It's just that most people do not have the capacity to even explore that territory, where they don't even know that they could explore that territory. Now, if you were to talk about menial labor, if you were to talk about like, well, what would motivate someone to clean the toilets? Because in a society, someone is always going to clean the toilets. You are right. I think that there still needs to be a financial motivation for a lot of people to do so. There are different formations for this, different ways, like Japanese people, not to be too much of a fucking weeb, but like Japanese people clean their own space no matter what. If you watch like a Paolo video where he goes to the Panko factory, the factory owner literally cleans the toilet. And that's like, socially learned behavior. So some of this could be distributed amongst people through culture, but ultimately, if you were to have people that are going to do these tasks that are otherwise considered unfulfilling, automation picks up a lot of that slack, and those people should still be rewarded financially for doing things that other people don't want to do, and way more than they normally would.
Okay, yeah. I get it now. I get it. I have an understanding of that perspective. I generally do. That kind of widens my mindset there. Now, I'm gonna go about my day. I thank you for your time. And if he DMs me, okay, I'm gonna give him a format. And if I'm not comfortable and I don't think he's gonna do what I think, I don't think we do it. But
sure,
I'll keep you updated. I'll keep you updated.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Thank you, brother. Thanks for the explanation. Bye bye.
No problem. Peace. All right. I think that was very productive. Ultimately, I think that was a very, very productive conversation to have. All right, let's get back to our iDubbbz combo.